Melancholy is the richest of all the temperament, an analytical, self-sacrificing, gifted, perfectionist type with a very sensitive emotional nature. No one gets more enjoyment from the fine arts than the melancholy. By nature he is prone to be introvert, but since his feelings predominate, he is given to a variety of moods. Sometimes they will lift him to heights of ecstasy that cause him to act more extroverted. However, at other times he will be gloomy and depressed, and during these periods he becomes withdrawn and can be quite antagonistic. This tendency toward black moods has earned him the reputation of being the dark temperament. Melancholy is a very faithful friend, but unlike the sanguine, he does not make friends easily. The creativity and innate strengths of the melancholy are pronounced as his weaknesses. For example, the admirable qualities of perfectionism and conscientiousness are often interwoven with the spirit of negativism, pessimism, and criticism. Anyone who has worked with a gifted melancholy very long can anticipate that his first reaction to anything will be negative. Melancholies in our collage and church organizations instinctively respond, impossible, it won't work, it can't be done. We've tried that once and failed. The people will never go for it. The final generalization is particularly aggravating, for the reference usually applies only to the melancholy who is raising the objection. The most damaging influence upon a person's mind, in my opinion, is criticism, thus the melancholy has to fight that spirit constantly. He suffers from negative thoughts, but then he compounds the problem by verbalizing them, which not only reinforces the spirit of negation but devastates his wife, children, and friends. He is endlessly examining his spiritual life and coming up short in his own mind despite the fact that he is most likely to be more devoted than others. As one melancholy fretted, I've confessed all the sins I can remember, but I know there must be others that I just can't recall. This kept him from enjoying any confidence with God. Strengths are gifted, analytical, perfectionist, self-disciplined, industrious, self-sacrificing, aesthetic, creative, sensitive, loyal and faithful. While their weaknesses are moody, deeply emotional, easily offended, pessimistic, negative, critical and picky, theoretical and impractical, suspicious and revengeful, self-centered, indecisive. The gifted melancholy temperament, whether male or female, is the broadest and richest of all the temperaments, but reflects the most weaknesses. No temperament offers more potential but falls far below expectations due to negative mood swings and lack of self-confidence. Summary: these low-assertive/high responsive people must be motivated externally by God, others, or projects. It is difficult for them to remain idle, for when they are not motivated by others they turn introspective and begin to psychoanalyze themselves, thereby destroying their self-confidence. Many of the most outstanding servants of God have been melancholies who were filled with the Spirit. All the prophets were melancholy, as were Moses and several of the faithful apostles and disciples of our Lord. The melancholy can fulfill his potential only through the Spirit-filled life, Ephesians 5:17-21, which causes him to become a thankful praiser instead of a gloomy griever. Please like this video and share to others to know their temperament and how to overcome their weaknesses. Stay tuned for The Phlegmatic.